I think we've seen this plenty of times. In fact, a lot of times it would just happen in the first phase, where early on Tiny was being picked up constantly. People were like, okay, what's the appropriate response? People settled on Necrophos as being the best answer to it.
And Necro's a hero that traditionally does not do well when he's counterpicked a lot. Like some of these, I mean, Invoker's a big one, but I think of Shadow Demon, Oracle from the support route, Drow Ranger from the carry route. But if people are this confident in his laning, in maybe the new Shard, some of his new ability to get into those mid-game fights, then this hero is really annoying to deal with for Tiny. It's one of his worst matchups. I think I first saw like Zhao he just first phased this Necro from second pick versus first pick Tiny. Like, that's enough for me to see. So maybe people continuing on that trend here, and Brame does have some answers to him in the form of this Quasflex Invoker, high magical burst from the Hoodwink, who can also go Veil in this game. But yeah, those Beast and Tiny matchups can be decent for this Necro Bristle.
Insania. Oh, don't do it. Okay, they're going to try and contest this rune, and they will apparently get it, even though all of Brame were kind of in that area. So Liquid do get 3 bounty runes.
Yeah, Chen and Beastmaster, not the 2 best heroes against testing runes here. So
that's true, yeah.
They're going to lose out a little bit, but it's not the worst, not the end of the world.
Okay, what about this mid lane matchup that we're looking on screen right now? Mickey versus Thug, Sand King versus Invoker.
I feel like Sand King can get out of most of these mid matchups nowadays. You just pull aggro, you get the caustic pops, play for these water runes, small camp farm up. Like, sure, maybe you die once, but you're going to be pretty chill no matter what. And then it's kind of a question of like, are you playing for the fast bots, or are you playing for this Blink Dagger first? And I think the bots is a more reliable build-up overall, but that Blink can be the higher payoff if you choose to rush it. So we'll see what Mickey tries to do. He also has 2 pretty like farm-heavy cores in Necro and Bristle, so I wouldn't be surprised for him to play more of this, you know, roam around the map, be the initiator, set up for his Mirana type of role.
Yeah.
Because remember, this was a Mirana Sand King first phase, so they're kind of pushing this Sand King into the mid to get that Necro Tiny matchup, which is going to be great for Zai, and he's going to scale really well. But it might push Mickey down on the farm priority department a little more this game than last time.
Pump fake, and you can see Zai really wants the last hit on the Archer, and they will manage to get it together with Boxy taking the last hit. So they got to try and rectify Spartan, taking some of this early creep pressure by being able to grab the range creep, turn it back around on them.
These early waves are going pretty good for Zai, I'd say, so Tiny's not the easiest hero to out-CS, so they just push it in, get the early levels. Usually if Necro's abusable, it's between his, you know, level 1 to level 3. Once he's past that, he's gonna be a lane dominator, so.
Yeah, and it's usually with some sort of kill combo that has some sort of magic damage nuke or something to pair up with the Tiny. Nothing from the Chen here.
Yeah, this is not going to be a happy long-term Chen lane, in my opinion.
No.
You have like some cute purge or mana burn creep options, but they're far and few between.
Okay, they're trying.
They're going to try and
well,
get the
he's
mana
level
here.
2, and they will have the damage.
Didn't stick?
He did not stick, no. He had 7 wand charges to be able to throw down, but...
Well,
I don't know.
Making me look bad, but you know, what's new? I mean,
to be fair, Zai made himself look bad in the same match.
I mean, he might have died anyway. It would have been close to his next death pulse, but
yeah,
like pretty nice go there with this instant penitence off level 2.
This has been my experience. I've also been picking Necrophos when I see Tiny in my pubs, and the lane can still be pretty rough just because Tiny is such a monster when it comes to laning phase, and Necrophos is so weak level 1 and 2.
That's why I thought that lane was going to go better for them, because I feel like those early waves, I basically took 0 harass, and normally you're going to chip him down if you get that kill, but they just all end him, which is pretty rare for this hero, so cool to see, and that really helped their lane a lot.
Boxy once again trying to snipe the range creep, misses this time around. Zai is now level 3, so things will get a little bit easier, especially level 4. If you get another level of your nuke plus, then you can get the Ghost Shroud. That'll help you against the physical damage hits of the Tiny. Or maybe he'll just skip it, go 4-0-4, like plenty of Necrophoses like to do for maximized farm.
Yeah, be a man, be a Chad.
Insania, though, he does have 10 stick charges, so it's going to be a close call here. Desire's going to keep chasing. His
Another
turnaround
bushwhack.
slow him as much as possible here. Tries to go for the deny and the neutrals and does get it. Well played. Meanwhile, though, being able to kill Nobito, that is a big kill.
Yeah, that really is. I mean, Spartan left the lane to bring back some creeps, some friends. He did get a mana burn creep, which can be pretty nice on this lane. But it's Tiny just getting the lane shoved in, paying the price. That's the strength of this Necro as a hero. Like, he can always almost shove the lane into you if you get that dive action going. Very nice read of the equilibrium situation, but they might try and get the return kill.
Look at Zai. He sees an opportunity, though, to try and get Spartan in return, and he just might be able to get it. The Fairy Fire keeps him alive. 2 more shots is not going to be enough. Zai going back for it, but he does have a full-out wand. So
yeah, he's not dying anymore.
Feels the full. Yeah.
And I think now the more interesting lane for me becomes this Bristle Beast, because
Okay.
11 got to his helm, but this is a matchup that traditionally, these later levels can be really challenging for Beast, especially if Bristle has that mana generator, which he does in the Crystal Maiden. So it's kind of a big question of, like, is this Beast ever going to be able to push someone out like we see Zai? He's going to be able to push this Tiny out of lane pretty much every time. Like, Chen is not going to prevent this. And I'm not sure the same is going to be said for this Beastmaster. He might also suffer the same fate. Then it becomes a question of, like, what is Brame doing to help their core stay on these lanes in the next 3 to 4 minutes here?
Yeah. Let's check in real quick with that mid lane matchup, just to see how Invoker is currently doing. 31-4, going up against the Sand Kings, 28-3. So a bit of a farm fest back and forth that it seems to be drawn pretty even.
Yeah, they're basically dead even here. They're gonna TP Chen in. I guess he's just warding up, has triple observer on him.
Wants to make sure there's not any big ancient stacking going on or something like that. No, he gets a lane ward. They're going to chase in deep for this one. 11.
This is the part of that matchup that's not fun.
No.
Especially if you're feeding boars. Like, this is even worse, because now you're accelerating his levels. These still give a lot of XP.
Yeah, there's a reason why Matumba Man is level 5.5 already. That is definitely above the norm, and that's all because boars give away so much experience.
He rushed his Vanguard, so he's a beast right now. Like, he's perfectly happy to dive and push past that tier 2 and force 11 off of these creep waves.
Which does free up Insania to kind of go do whatever he wants.
Yeah, that is an upside. Potentially helps them top push, though they lost their catapult, so... And the mid gank, that's not going to be happening this game. So I honestly think he wants to kind of just stay down here.
It's ganking Insania. Surrounded. The Chen is here. Didn't expect that one, so they will manage to get that kill. But the dive in from Matumba Man. No supports around means 11 is free to dive.
That is the much bigger kill. Like, Crystal Maiden, you're going to die in the early game, no matter what, on this hero. Yeah. And that was a crazy rotation by Spartan. He literally TP'd mid, if you remember, and slowly walked all the way through there, planting 3 wards, one of which he unfortunately planted under a sentry, but, like, that is not an expected rotation that you're going to practice for.
They do have the vision right here to see this camp stacking, so this kill is, in a way, all because of Spartan's move earlier.
Yeah, it's paying off. Very weird, and, I mean, it's Tiny. You know, he's left alone, so he's going to pay some of the price, but... Honestly, Spartan was not going to do anything to sway this lane anyway, so the fact he's getting some other stuff done is making the best of a rough situation.
They really want to get this Tiny, but for now, the raindrops are keeping him relatively healthy, but he is close to that kill zone. If an arrow lands on him, they can easily burst him down with a Reaper Scythe follow-up after a nuke or 2.
Yeah, he does have full wand and raindrops, so opting to go for some of this early lane tank ability to survive. And honestly, the fact he's able to stay up here is, I mean, one, a testament to how strong his Tiny hero is on lane under his tower, but also it's really good for Brame if he can stand up here alone, because he's basically in a 1v2 in an unfavorable matchup. Yeah. So the fact he can get anything out of this lane before having to retreat to jungle is pretty nice. And I don't think Zai really feels that great about it either. Like, he wants to be the one forcing his Tiny out, taking his tower, which they're slowly getting there. Insania's up here. See Matumba just taking a tower. He's looking for something, but...
Right now, just trying to clear out these Chen creeps, which did spot out the Ancient stack, so Brame, they've got to be pretty aggressive in this game, I think. They got to make sure these stacks don't get farmed uncontested.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
I mean, it's going to be hard, right? This is just the power of Liquid's lineup. Like, they have both side lanes kind of locked down, and both those cores in the Bristle Necro are going to be super strong, so it's going to make it hard for Brame to invade these early jungle areas if Zai and Matumba end up joining those fights.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Zai completing this Spirit Vessel instead of just going like Urn and then back into a Hood or something.
Definitely will help with the early Chen heal.
Yeah.
Even some of this like Invoker, Quas, or Tiny Regen.
Somebody gonna help this man? All right, he can help himself. He did have the 1 charges to get the mana for Primal Roar. Meanwhile, looks like the stacks are being done. Spartan's around, but sadly, couldn't really do much. You could see Brame, they're not stacking at all for themselves, and they do have a Tiny, but at the same time, do you really want to stack when the enemy team has a Bristleback? Who we saw, Matumba Man already invaded the triangle. He was looking. He was like, do they have any stacks? I could take them. But no.
It's arguably good they didn't stack, because
Yeah.
I think Matumba was, he went there and he saw it was cleared. He's pretty sad about that. He's like, oh, this is the one game you guys should have been greedy. Like, come on, you know?
Yeah.
I took your offlane tower at 8 minutes, like, reward me. But Brame, they are not a greedy team. So he does not get rewarded.
No. We could see that in game 1, how they played pretty conservatively, despite them constantly being out-farmed, and I'm sure it didn't feel very good. The small amount of map control they had, they kind of held defensively on their side of the map and just kind of waited for Liquid to make mistakes. And once or twice, Liquid did make those mistakes, and Brame was able to capitalize, but ultimately wasn't enough for them to be able to get the stretch over the finish line. And now they're currently looking down the barrel of going 0-3 in their upper division return.
And we'll see if they can pull it out. Honestly, it's pretty hard to win a game if you're kind of just waiting for enemy mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, it can happen, but it's not going to reliably do it for you in a 3-game series. So I think Brame, they need to play around this next Roar if they can. Combine Invoker and Beast if possible. Like, that's where their powerhouse is going to come from this early game, to be able to switch some of this momentum. But honestly, it's hard to just run into this Bristle Necro. That's kind of the strength of these heroes. Like, they're just so tanky.
And their best hero at doing so would be the Invoker, but the Invoker has a hard time getting away from this mid lane when Sanking is constantly pushing it in. So Mickey pushed in the mid lane. They made this rapid move. It's going to be the reveal of the Blink Dagger. Boxy? Hello?
Heal saves him from the Reaper, so no stack for you.
Boxy, what was that?
I mean, sometimes you throw those arrows behind because you think if it's not going to last long enough, you have to pick one direction for him to juke, right?
Yeah.
You'd rather have him juke forward than back because he's going to die anyway, but...
That's admirable of you to give him excuses like that.
I mean, it's the same excuse I use for myself, so...
Yeah, that's fair enough, fair enough.
I'm going to put it out there for sure.
So you're following the golden rule. Treat others like you would want them to treat you.
When it comes to Dota excuses, 100%. And this will potentially open up this Beastmaster move, but the way Matumba likes to play this and why he likes this Bristle Beast matchup so much is you can just sit down here forever. And where's this Beast going to go? How's Chen going to help him? And like we see, Thug can burn his mana, but this is a tanky pig. You ain't kicking him out too easily.
Yeah, I think some teams utilize this kind of strategy where they're safe lane carry. Oh! Boxy gonna be caught by Desire, hits the bushwhack into the ult. Nubito will clean up the kill. But yeah, sometimes there's teams who use these safe lane carries that could just camp at their lane a little bit better than others. Matumba Man definitely very comfortable.
Doing a bit more than camping here. He's got the full stove and pot of beans cooking while he's waiting.
He is feasting right now. Not only on creeps, but on heroes as well.
And this is worst case scenario for Chen.
Yeah.
Like, anytime you die and lose all your creeps, this is the biggest downside of this hero, is your time to get back online. You have to respawn, you have to TP somewhere, you have to walk without boots, you have to get a bunch of big creeps that your team doesn't kill first, even though you tell them not to. It's a rough life. And again, this is kind of a product of this Beast Bristle matchup. Like, it's the same for Chen. He wants this enemy safe lane tower to go down so they can open up the enemy side of the map, especially these jungle areas, but Bristle will always deny that with the early Vanguard and his tank ability.
Okay, so a lot of these matchups are bad. You just talked about the Beastmaster versus Bristleback. So what should Brame be doing to alleviate some of this? Like, should they put the Beastmaster up to top lane? Should they just run 5 heroes at bottom? Like, what's the play here? Because what they're currently doing is just not working for them.
I mean, outside of you're just happy trading farm, which in theory should never happen if your opponent's stronger, you either need to bring numbers to this Bristle lane if you think you can kill him and just overwhelm the enemy with a good move, or you can bring numbers or make moves elsewhere and try and force this Bristle to have to leave, right? Because sure, Matumba's super strong. The downside of a hero like Bristleback is he doesn't have that IO reload from last game or something like that, right? So his ability in joining fights elsewhere is going to be limited, and it's basically limited to that TP. And especially here, like if he wants to do triangle farm like this, or he's getting big ancient stacks, now this is where you have to have that pressure on bottom lane so you can force the trade out somewhere. Because your Beastmaster sitting back here while Matumba's doing this triangle is not going to feel good. And Liquid, they don't even want to give up this even when Matumba's not here, and they're the ones making the aggressive move into the enemy triangle.
There was a Hawk that saw that, though. So maybe Brame could actually do something about
Bait an illusion, maybe?
You could try. 11.
Gonna get caught
Oh, no. The smoke broke on him, and that is going to be a successful Reaper Scythe kill. A stack now for Zai.
Sweet sepsis.
So Brain's going to move to the other side of the map. They're like, okay, this Matumba Man guy, he is really far forward. TP is coming in from Liquid, but it's just Insania. So the question is now going to be whether or not all of them can bring down the Bristleback together. They have a broken Bristleback. Nobito's laying the damage in, and it's just enough to be able to complete the kill. But Mickey coming in with the boots of travel is going to be able to lay absolute devastation on Brame as they easily clean up the fight. It comes at the cost of Matumba Man's life, but Liquid now up by 6,000 net worth.
He's just TPing in here.
Oh no, 11!
This is not where you want to be, my friend.
He just went from getting picked off in the bottom lane, reviving, and immediately getting picked off in the top lane. It is looking like a bad, rough game for Brame here.
Yeah, now this is definitely a very uphill battle. Maybe they get the return kill on Mirana. Thug honestly needs this kill to get the Vessel recharged, but
oh no.
Now it's even worse because this Vessel charge was one of the big reasons they can take that Bristleback down. We saw how fast Liquid is to back up their Bristleback there with double bots again on Mickey and Zai. Making sure the way they want to play the map is up to their control.
Do you think this is... Like, do you like this idea from Liquid? Do you think this is going to be the norm going forward, this double boots of travel?
I think it is a very powerful concept in a lot of games, but you have to make it pay off, and I think it's better the farther ahead you are coming out of the laning phase, right? Like if you lose the laning phase and you go double bots, I guarantee you it's not going to have the same impact.
Yeah.
And it also matters if you're up towers. Like I think Liquid was confident with the extra tier 1s they have, and so that's where Matumba, he's stronger off the laning phase, he lasts a bit longer here. They glyph for those double bots to come in, which, you know, also keep that trick in mind, and then it's just too hard to commit onto this Bristle without getting turned on in return.
Yeah. It definitely felt like a bait from Liquid. The fact that Matumba Man pushed that far forward, they have the glyph ready to go.
Oh, yeah. And then
maybe Matumba Man didn't think he was going to die, but
he's happy to pay that price at least once this game, I think.
Yeah, sure. And now he's got his Aghanim Scepter, so his damage is off the charts. This Aghanim Scepter, if you don't know, part of the reason it's so good is now you don't have to have somebody, a target, to press your viscous nasal goo on. You could just be spamming it without it hitting anything, and that'll keep those rage stacks very, very high. Warpath stacks, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, he's just going to be cruising around the map now. Little, you know, 470 MS, 350 base damage. Very reasonable.
Yeah.
So you got to watch out for him in the fights. And where's that kiting potential? I mean, you can maybe burst him. He has 2 lives now, so then it's the question of where's your kiting potential? That's where you hope this Invoker and maybe like a Bushwhack and some boar hits are enough. But honestly, I don't think you're fighting this Bristle at this time. He just gets a free tier 2. Brame's trying to get the trade, but 11's here.
Comes the epicenter, blink forward. 11's a little outside of the range, but still the Reaper's Scythe came through to keep him in place for the epicenter damage to come in. Good combo there from Liquid, and making sure they give nothing to Brame for free.
Using more Observer Wards as well. Tumba comes down here. He's just going to kill all the Chen creeps. Again, what is
he wants Spartan himself? Is he going to 3-shot him? He does!
My God. What is
no!
Zero has some crazy stacking sound effects too, I must say.
Yeah.
But this is the big bristle timing, and they do not have anything to deal with this point.
Yeah, with the shards, he's going to stack up those minus armor, the viscous nasal goo very, very quickly. He's got the mana from the CM to be able to keep him constantly spamming. And he's going to come in from the side here, starts going for Nobito, who has to throw him away into the arms of 11. But Matumba, he's going to ignore that kill and run it right back into Nobito, who caught the arrow from Boxy and dies alongside his Beastmaster. Liquid looks like they're just going to end this game nice and early. And Brame may not have anything to say in response.
Why not? This is the beautiful thing about timing lineups in Dota. You hit them, your enemy can't respond. If you find a way to take over the map, Brame is just stuck in their base. There's not a good way for their lineup to come back from this position.
Tumba man threatening Spartan with another 3-shot.
It's like, don't toss them to me. I saw you do my boy dirty there. I don't want the same treatment.
All right, they're going to back off. They're saying hitting the tier 3 this early, maybe it's a little bit much. Matumba man not quite that tanky. Take the repeated damage, so instead they'll go for the last remaining tier 2, clean out some of the ancients. 15,000 net worth lead by 20 minutes. This is one of the larger leads we've seen this season.
Who's going to stop him, Cap?
Nobody.
Maybe
At least nobody for another minute and 45 seconds, I think.
All right,
they are going to go for the kill 1, but he's going to come back, and now he's like, nice, I've got full mana, let's go.
Yep. Mickey, but they're invis. Both Liquid supports going for those 4-staffs, which I think we mentioned at the start of the game.
Yeah.
One of the ways you can deal with this bristle is you toss them in, displace them, roar into the break, those types of things. Double 4-staff is going to negate a lot of that, because the second this bristle gets saved, that fight is going to turn extremely fast with the Necro Sand King and even the Crystal Maiden damage coming back at you.
Yeah.
It's just like a very disciplined item choice from Liquid, because honestly their supports probably could go for greedy or stuff, but...
He had the vision of the Forge Spirit, but Mickey was invisible.
What can you do?
Moonlight Shadow and perhaps a re-entrance. They get another pick off like that, they might be able to hit that high ground even without the Aegis. They're going to be able to find the Chen. No big deal. Gives Boxy the kill. They'll take the Hawk as well.
That was a very bold D-word attempt, I must say. Very bold.
Very bold.
Did not pay off.
You know, what can you say? Spartan, he's a bit of a zealot. My life. My life for the cause.
He's definitely living it his way.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
15-5, 16,000 net worth lead. A very one-sided game 2 so far. Brame was able to hold out for game 1 in a pretty okay fashion, but unfortunately game 2, it looks like they're kind of just getting steamrolled right now. They've got to be able to find a way to be able to get out into the map, and that's why you see like Nobito, he's pushing out top lane right now. He's got to do it very sneakily though. He doesn't even feel safe throwing out the combo to clear the creep wave. He's just going to go for the TP out and move to the other side of the map.
I mean, one bots and they can just follow you down. You're not getting out of there.
Yeah.
We'll see Brame back on top of this Observer. Spartan tried to kill earlier. They know it's warded. Instantly de-warded.
Okay.
Big bad Bristle is not giving them any room to breathe. And also, you know, 11 still does not even have boots, so this matchup's basically been played to perfection here by Matumba. This is why he likes it so much. You know he can be the aggressor in this matchup and put you behind, and once you're behind, he's confident in his ability, his team's ability to close it out.
Yeah.
even going back to that where he was super aggressive looking in the enemy triangle early because he took that tower.
Right,
Things like that. Like he's not just gonna win the lane and then go farm his triangle. Like he's gonna win the lane, use that advantage to build momentum for his team, and you're not coming back from that. That's basically what he's saying.
And this is why, traditionally when Matumbaman first came onto the scene off of the old Team Liquid, right, that was kind of his playstyle that kept giving him, the green heroes that, these Vipers and Venomancers and such. And it's because that he is very good at being able to press his advantage. So if you give him that advantage initially, he's going to be able to shine with it. Desire, is he actually going to die in the trees as a hoodwink? That feels bad, man.
Matumba alone.
Matumbaman is alone, but he's got a BKB.
All of Brame's alone.
Kill on 11. Oh, dear. Nobito's going to be up next. And they've got a Reaper Scythe with his name on it, too. Okay, that's 3 heroes dead with no buyback. Perhaps an opportunity for Team Liquid to go high ground.
Maybe they should have died faster, because then there's not an opportunity to come in with the Scythe.
True.
It's less stacks.
You should have just put all your items into your backpack, let the bristleback kill you faster. Thug is currently trying that play right now.
Yeah.
He died very quickly. It was the record for him, I think. 19-5 now as Team Liquid look to take their first lane of barracks.
Just a very difficult game to ever get traction in once those lanes go like that. There's just not a whole lot of moves Brame can make because his Bristle is so dominant.
Yeah.
Invoker, his heroes, he can deal with some of the interactions in that early game, but he's also kind of a low damage hero. So
look at this guy. 12,000 building damage. Matumbaman's just like, come on, guys. I know it's a little sharp, but just hop onto my back right now. I got this game. I
bet you're hoping you put him in your fantasy pack this week.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to count for a lot.
Awkward bit of dyssynergy there. The axe is cutting down the tree. Not like it really matters at this point in the game. It's going to be 2 lanes of barracks. These tornadoes and axes and EMPs, they aren't really even slowing down Liquid, let alone stopping them. Roshan is back up, so Brame, I mean, surely that's the play, right? You gotta just try and get into the Roshan pit while they're doing it.
I don't know if there is a play, but probably something. You gotta hope Matumba runs into your fountain, something to that regard, They run in one at a time, totally alone. You have a couple roars up your sleeve. Honestly, I just don't think they have the damage, really, but...
Yeah, I don't think so either. So Roshan is going to be given up. The Hawks spots it for a second there, but Brame is nowhere nearby, and Matumbaman is doing it far too fast. He has the shard to give away to somebody who's going to be the lucky recipient.
Oh, he gives it to his captain. You see that?
Wow. Captain, my captain.
That's a political choice right there. That's some extra brownie points at the team dinner tonight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's, oh, no. Oh, no. The Blink Daggers coming in. Mickey follow up with Zai, and even though the Reaper Scythe started with the Tiny at about 80% HP, the follow-up damage for both the Sand King and the arrow from Boxy was enough to be able to get the execution. Now, Brame is cutting in from all sides, but without their Tiny, what are they going to be able to do here? They just primal roared up the Necrophos, but they force staff him out of the combination. A small amount of damage done by the Meteor, certainly not enough to threaten Zai as he keeps on trucking. Nice bushwhack catching 2 there, but the arrow is simultaneously going to grab Thug, keep him from being able to roll away. And Stania coming in from the other side with the Nova and the walk at them with the shard. Liquid, man. They, game 1, they struggled a bit to be able to cleanly close out the game against